what if everything is false? Like, what if that they're just making shit up about the whole arc thing? Like, the whole nothing is existed. They just NASA is like making all this shit up.
Welcome guys to another episode of Theory of Chaos. I'm your host Sensei. Joining me as usual, Octane and Salt.
Yeah.
Alright, I think I kind of mentioned to you guys. So this week, what we wanted to do is talk about superpowers that we will like to have. So, and then twist to it, we're gonna rate each other in terms of the tier system.
Yeah.
So let's just get into it. By chance of luck, you're going first.
No, he's Salt.
Yeah, Salt, you're just giving my secret identity out. How the hell am I supposed to be a superpower?
Come on, Sensei. Come on, Sensei.
My bad. I just doxed it.
Bro.
So, I give away your secret identity.
I can't believe this, man. Now I'll never be able to be a superhero.
Yeah, right?
I mean,
It's
you come for
public.
an anti-hero, you know. I mentioned. Like,
You know, that's actually, it's kind of funny. I think that's actually what my first superpower is going to be. So, but way back in the day, like back during high school, my best friend Coraline and I, we used to like drive around. We used to do live shows, so we'd like drive around, go to live shows, or like we would play the live shows. So we'd bring our guitars and stuff. And we over the time just driving around, we were like, what if we just like all it took was looking at a car and just yelling boom at the top of our lungs, and then that car exploded, or we were just looking at something. And we yelled boom, and that thing exploded. Right? And so that's the superpower that I'm going to choose for this time around. And so starting today, I have that superpower.
So is it like cars only, or can it be like
anything. It's anything. You look at it, you yell boom, and it blows up.
like
right?
even if a baby, like you just look at a baby.
Yeah, if you look at a baby, that's pretty dark. But I mean, like maybe that baby has it coming or something. I don't know.
Okay, walk me through here. What are the limitations of this? Like,
so the limitations are that it's very obvious who is doing it. You look over security footage and you just see some guy standing in a corner yelling boom, and something blows up. Like, then it's gonna be really hard for it to not be obvious that it was me that was causing.
Oh wait, the sound effect you have to say boom.
You have to say boom. you can't like,
I like
and
that.
you have to yell it. You can't whisper it. You can't be like, boom. You have to be like.
I mean, I kind of think that road rage is gonna be another thing. You're just like driving and you see someone that cut you off, boom.
Yeah.
It would be so hard to tell stories too, especially like if you're talking about like fireworks or something. You're like, yeah, the fireworks just went up and it was like boom, and then like something in front of you just
look at the sky.
So I think overall, like if I were to get this power right now, it would affect my life pretty negatively because there would be an adjustment period where I'd have to try to see shit, I can't I gotta make sure I don't say the word boom, right?
So how do you see yourself using it? Like, are you trying to be a hero, or are you just gonna be like, fuck this, I just have this right now, I'm just gonna... Because we're assuming that we just got the power, literally just today, guys.
So part of the reason I chose this is because it would be I would want to try to use it for good, of course, but a superpower like that is I just don't really see it being that effective being used for good. I'm definitely not going to be like a Batman and never kill my supervillains. I'm pretty much only going to kill the supervillains. And so I don't know but also I don't really know how I could use these powers to benefit myself other than to just commit insurance fraud. I pretty much would only be able to commit insurance fraud with this. Yeah.
I mean, I see a lot of use, man. You're not gonna lose an argument anymore. The person just blows.
I will always have the last word.
Yeah, you have you're literally gonna have the last word, boom.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's pretty much all I got. I don't really know I would have to think about it more, I guess, to really think about it.
I see, if you do get famous, you could sell shirts with, boom,
Yeah, that's true. Like building identity and
Yeah.
like, yo, you know those like demolition YouTube channels where they like go out into like the middle of the desert and they blow stuff up?
Really? They do
Yeah,
oh, I saw on
have those.
TikTok. There's a lot
Yeah,
of
yeah.
Wait,
People like-
yeah, you literally could have a job in demolition. Just go
Yeah.
around blowing up buildings.
Yo, I could be the
Bro.
highest paid contractor in demolition. That'd be amazing.
Yo, you need it done 2 seconds.
Yeah.
wow.
That's actually not bad. Like, I mean, you definitely could be a super villain.
Yeah, being a super villain, super easy. I just go blow up the Golden Gate Bridge or
You're
something.
like,
You know,
yo,
like.
blow it up. I'm sorry. What did you say?
I mean, it would be so easy to pick things out to like destroy just to like be a super villain.
Yeah,
And, like, so.
I could see that, like, super villain. I'm pretty sure, like, any power, the path to super villain is way better.
Yeah, probably. Unless your like super villain thing is like healing people, then
Nah,
I guess
I'm
like.
thinking- like-
No, you go heal all the bad guys.
Yeah, I guess good.
Osama bin Laden.
Actually, yeah, like you could charge mad money to like heal people that like have the money to pay. Like,
Yeah.
that would be kind of super. Like, I think we're just describing like the USA like like health system is pretty much.
Oh my God.
No, not.
Don't talk about the U.S. health system. Who was it that recently went to the? Was it you or
Where?
who got like a crazy bill from the hospital?
I think him.
Yeah, I think
Salt.
it might have been me. I just got like a like
Ridiculous,
2.7K bill from the hospital.
2.7K.
Yeah.
Ridiculous, man.
2.7K.
Yeah, the 2,700 or 2,000.
That's actually on the lower end, like.
That's on the lower,
Like-
and I have insurance. Like, what the hell is that? Like,
Wow, this bullshit, bro. You've been
So-
paying all the time, right? Now you have to pay from your pocket.
Like you have
Yeah.
to think of context, right? Someone like Joel could actually 2.7, like it's actually not too much in order to pay off that debt. But there's people that don't have Medicaid because they make like 50,000 a year. Like literally, they lose it because I mean,
Yeah.
don't quote me on it. There's definitely a small number. But I know it's not like anything. I think it's like 40,000. You lose your benefit or something. It's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
no, it depends. So if you ever have a family and one kid, you can if you make more than 27,000,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, family.
Then
but-
What?
no, if you make more than 27,000,
Yeah.
they're not gonna give you. You have to pay some co-payment or something.
It's
So that's
ridiculous, right?
27,000,
Yeah.
27,000 a year with the kid.
Oh, yeah.
Bro, that's ridiculous.
yeah,
And,
that's
20,
absolutely insane.
27 pre-tax or it's pre-tax, right? You talking about or
No, after tax.
Oh, after okay, so yeah, so let's say 30, 35 pre-tax,
So
right?
let's
Like
say if this family makes $30,000 a year, right? They're not gonna get a full Medicare.
it's ridiculous, man. It's like this country, and I'm not gonna lie. If you do have like the Medicaid, is it Medicaid or Medicaid, like the ones that they give to low income, right? I had that as a growing up, and that thing was so good. Like,
So good, right? You could get anything. I had it too.
bro, you
Really?
remove a teeth, free. Put a teeth in, free.
Yeah,
Everything
everything
is
is free, y'all.
and
Yeah.
and that's how it is, right? Like,
I think-
if you're really poor, you do have like a small amount of government safety where you could survive, or you're rich.
Yeah.
But
If you're middle class, bro,
you're just fucked. And then
you're just fucked, yeah.
I saw this somewhere. Like I saw this meme or something where the rich guy, and I don't want to get into a wealth economy. That's like a whole topic.
Yeah,
But the meme was really funny because the rich guy is like super fat, but he's making us think. It was like he was feeding the water to the poor people, but he was making the middle class think that the poor people are taking all the water from the government or some
Yeah,
shit like that,
yeah.
right? So the rich makes it seem like, oh, welfare and stuff. No, the welfare is nothing. I'm pretty sure the rich, in terms of tax deduction and stuff, gets way more
advantage. Yeah.
Yeah.
a benefit from the government, i.e. our money. The government is us, right? Like literally it's our money that, yeah, so
It's insane. It's absolutely wild.
fucking
One
ridiculous.
quick side note: I saw a post that was talking about like trickle down economics,
Yeah, yeah.
right? And some guy was like, "Why the hell would I be okay with a trickle? Like what? Why is a trickle good enough for me, but not for people like at the top? That doesn't make any sense at all."
all that shit, like with me, I don't know what the solution is. Like I'm not smart enough to figure that
Yeah.
out. But I know for a fact whatever happening right now, it just not working. Like, and it's just a fucked up system. And the audacity for these companies to put you on collection because you can't pay medical bill is ridiculous.
They do that,
Like, they
yeah.
could put you on collection, ruining your credit, which is literally ruining any chance of any normal life in America.
Yeah.
Right? Like, and they actually have a law where they're not allowed to put in 100 days or something like that right? But they still do it, and they did that to my sister, and my sister somehow found out about this law and called, and they actually removed it. But the company didn't remove it. The credit company had to remove it. The
Because it was like
version.
illegal.
So
for them to
she
have done
didn't
that.
pay the bill.
No, she still has to pay it, but she.
Why they put on a craze?
Dude, it's literally like you get out of the hospital, they give her 11 or 2 weeks to pay it. And you know what she got her debt was because she gave birth. That was her fault for giving birth. Of course she's gonna have debt now. That cripples her. Yeah, like who's gonna be able to pay back in like a week? Like, come on, like okay, I understand. Like
Yeah,
10,000, 20,000 is a lot of money, right? Like
Especially imagine you're like a single mom.
Yeah,
giving
yeah,
birth.
yeah.
Like you're not gonna be able to
Yeah.
work during
Yeah,
that time.
yeah,
Like what the hell are you gonna be able to do?
like okay, fine, worse, whatever. I'm not trying to fix the system, but like, why don't you charge in a monthly fee or work way? Why are you putting to collection right away? Like 11 days now. Fuck that.
Only 11 days,
some
bro?
ridiculous number. It was like I don't know if fact like it was like maybe 2 weeks or something like that in reality, but it was still ridiculous, right? Like
That's fucked up. Excuse my French, but that's
nah,
fucking
fuck
bro.
that. Like yo,
Bro.
this podcast has not for kids.
We'll just have to add in the like beep. We'll
Really?
just start like beeping it.
Yeah.
I don't really care.
So,
right?
I think we should have filtered
to your sister point, right? So to like for future mom, right? You should invest. You should keep up some amount of money in your bank if you want to have a kid.
Yeah.
Right? Let's say you want to have a kid after 2-3 years,
Yes,
right?
yes,
You should
yeah.
start saving for that time.
Yes, but the fucked up shit that we shouldn't.
We shouldn't, but
Yeah,
now we
you
are
have
like
to, yes.
we're playing by the
Yeah.
rules. So
Yeah, you have to, right?
See, the wild thing is, I keep seeing all these articles like, why are nobody having kids anymore? But it's exactly what you're talking about. Like, you have to save like 2 or 3 years to like be able to afford to have a kid
kids
to
are
start off.
having
Yeah.
kids has dropped it this year. I think I heard.
Yeah.
Even though we know a lot of people having babies,
Yeah.
still it dropped
Yeah.
by
Yeah.
I mean record 20 years back. I think it happened. So now they dropped it like 2-3%.
Dude, like we're like on a, and you were saying like we're old, right? Like yeah, like before we started, right?
Yeah.
Like we're now late 27, and
No,
we
yeah.
still didn't figure out half of the shit, right? Like
Exactly.
how are we supposed to have kids where we need to figure out finance, our thing? Like it's ridiculous.
I mean,
And-
one thing I learned about this, like, if once you have a boat, right, you're gonna like somehow you're gonna like work with it. So let's say you get married right now, you feel like you're not ready, but if once you get married, everything gonna like work out. You're gonna figure it out. You figure the shit out.
For
you know?
sure, that like I agree, right? That's part of life. You do figure out with your
Yeah.
struggle, but what I'm failing to understand is that I pay so much in tax, right? Don't
Mhm.
get me wrong, and I'm willing to pay tax. And we're fortunate enough to have good salary, right? Like we should be thankful for that. Yeah,
Yeah.
but we still allowed to criticize the system, right? Just
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
we got to a place, why can't we criticize, right? Like
Yeah.
so. We're fortunate enough where we do make decent money. We're not struggling for our food or anything, but still, like, why is it that I'm paying so much in tax, right? And I'm paying on top of that, I'm paying my company health insurance, right? And sometimes it's at least over 100, no matter what, right? And all this thing, and I still can't have a decent healthcare, right? I can't get this freaking tooth because it's gonna cost me $3,000. Like, why does a tooth cost me $3,000? Like, it shouldn't. And there's a lot of fucked up shit. Like, why is the first question is why even the price so high, right? We could get into so much, right? Like,
Yeah, the US system is broken. Like the health system is broken. It's been like this forever. Like
I like
it's not a
to-
new thing, right?
Yeah,
Because that thing is new
yeah.
to us because we started
Yeah.
started to get into it, right?
I don't think it's a new thing. I mean, I don't think it's I think it's a new thing. It hasn't always been like that.
I think
No.
people have been struggling, bro. Like,
It's
I don't
struggling
know.
in the modern days, but if you go back to the 50s, 60s, people who weren't struggling, they were able to have kids and get out of debt free from that thing, right? They
Yeah.
did because the prices weren't ridiculous. Even if they paid themselves, a bandage didn't cost $70. Why does a bandage cost just because I'm in a hospital and if I go to the deli it costs me 2 cents, right? Like, is that kind of logic, right?
Yeah.
So yeah.
Have you ever picked up by ambulance? Have you?
I've heard about the like charges
Duh,
you get for
bro.
doing that.
Only they're gonna pick you up from it, house to the hospital. They charge you 500.
Ridiculous.
That's like what default their charge first
Man,
thing.
And I guess that's my gripes with it is that I guess that the way I describe U.S. government, it just is broken, but it works well enough where people don't question it, right?
Yeah.
Like it's so broken, but it's fixed, like attached well enough where people just don't want to fix it. They're like, okay, I'll just continue.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, and going back to your point of like just making it work, it's like that analogy where you know you're driving a car and all the like check engine lights are on,
Yeah.
but like you don't have enough money to take it into the shop, right?
Yeah.
That's exactly what it's like being a sick in America. Like,
literally. And it could be with anything, not just sick. Like, yeah. Anyway, going back
Yeah,
to
going back to our topic.
going back to our superhero.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to add?
No,
Like-
that's it. What's the rating? What do you think?
What do you rate yourself? Like, if
Yeah.
I'll rate you. I like it. I think it's fun. I'll give it a B.
Yeah, I was gonna rate it like a B or a C.
Yeah,
Like,
Yeah, I would give it like B minus maybe.
No B minus.
Oh, no.
That's lazy. Like, no, B is too much. Let me give it B minus. Like,
B minus basically to C.
That's like such a Daisy or a
No, that's-
Asian mentality. It's like B nah. Let's do B minus. I think
But-
you deserve B minus. B nah.
Okay, I'll
Who
give-
gives you all that praise?
Okay, I'll give B.
I can live with this. I can live with this.
Bro, that's superhero. Super villain.
Alright, guys, I go next. Teleportation. But teleportation on steroid. What I mean by that is that I could teleport not only to places, I could also teleport to other universe. Right? So
Interesting.
Wow,
so
you've been thinking about it, huh?
yeah. I'll get to my fun one next because I do have one that's just stupid, but I like it. So this is how it's gonna work, right? Like, I could definitely teleport to the world. Like, let's say I want to go to Vegas, I could teleport it, right? But if I could also go to alternative universe, right? Rather than time travel, like I could go to a universe that's like developed in a way where it's in the do you guys know the parallel universe theory, right? Like there's multiple
Multiverse
versions.
theory.
Yeah. So it's like that. Like I could go to different things because this way I could actually have an adventure where I could go to an Earth that has dinosaur, right? Like that
Yeah.
never got extinct, right? Because the media never hate like the probability of that change, right? So I think that would be pretty lit. I don't know how it will work. Like maybe don't ask me that. I don't know.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So I guess my question would be
Yeah.
how would you choose which parallel universe you're gonna go?
That's what I'm saying. I don't know. I'm assuming I'm just gonna think about it and I just go there. Like I don't know how that's gonna work.
You just want to go there and come back.
Yeah. It's like for me, I'm just gonna like let's say.
So you want to have the option, like whichever you want to go. You just go there. Or go there,
Yeah, and I
right?
could come back to Earth. Let's say we name this like in Marvel they name it 616 and DC is Earth 2. Like
Yeah.
this is our main Earth. I will always come back to here, but I could travel to other Earths.
Other universe.
Yeah, like an Earth that has like human and like
Have
they
you-
develop so fast with technologies like.
Have you thought about like the whole thing, the arc thing? Like, what if everything is false? Like, what if they're just making shit up about the whole arc thing? Like, the whole nothing is existed. They just NASA is like making all this shit up because nobody's gonna go. Look, none
I
of
see
us
what
gonna
you're
go
saying.
there and like see it, right?
Okay.
So to your point, like
Okay.
you have a universe, right? Let's say
Okay.
you just thinking, you could just think about it, right? But what if there's nothing like that? Like,
I see you're really stoned
Re-
today. It's like you're talking like a stoner today. I agree. Like
Yeah.
I do. You make valid points.
But
I don't know
who else gonna like now, like if somebody's gonna go there and like see exactly
Yeah.
what happened, right? So whatever NASA said was just believing in it, right?
Yes and no. I do believe NASA. Like, but
So-
I do see your point. Well, yeah. Sorry.
I've got two things, and these are actually like real scientific, not. These are NASA concerns. Let me put it that way. If NASA is not lying to us, then this is
Yeah.
No, it's
For
this-
now, let's just assume NASA.
Yeah.
They said there's billions of universe, right? Like
Yeah.
Milky Way is like one of them in millions of universe, right?
Not yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So here's my first.
Milky Way is a galaxy, and
Galaxy,
then we
I
have
mean,
the universe,
yeah.
and then there's a multiverse.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's true or
very-
not. That's a theory.
So
That's it.
so here's my two problems. So the first one is due to minute changes in the way that the entire universe was formed. If you were to teleport to another universe where Earth exists, let's just assume Earth exists.
Mhm.
There's a very, very strong chance that Earth is not going to be in the same place either in the solar system or in the arm of the galaxy or even, potentially not in the same galaxy that currently is. So you could teleport to the same point in space in the alternate universe where Earth would be, but Earth isn't there. So you just be in space, or in the center of a giant star. Let's assume that you teleport to Earth no matter what happens. No matter where Earth is.
Yeah, you teleport to Earth.
You teleport to Earth.
Right,
so
that's fair.
So that's
fair.
one. So your other concern comes in the form that in the multiverse theory, it's possible that other universes don't have the same laws of physics that we do. So what could happen is you could teleport to a universe where molecular bonds don't work the same way. And the second you show up, you just turn into a puddle of atoms. That's one possible outcome.
Wow.
Yeah, and that's not to say, all the other possible craziness that could happen with different laws of physics. Different things could happen like a different speed of light, which wouldn't really cause that much of an issue.
Yeah.
But you could have crazy stuff where mass can travel at the speed of light, and that would change everything. Like time travel could be possible.
So there is this show called The Hundreds, right?
The
Hundreds. There's this show called Hundreds, right?
Yeah. I heard of it. I never seen it. Yeah.
So this show, these people living in the ark for their whole life, entire life, right? They didn't say how they got there, but they started from there, right? Like what they lived there.
Yeah.
So what happened? They didn't even know the Earth exists. So if somebody do any kind of crime, then they send them to the Earth. They think it's not livable.
Interesting.
So this show is very interesting because they don't know that the Earth is livable, but there's other people live there, like Native Americans.
So I guess to tackle both of your guys' concern on your first thing, right? Like, yeah, I do see where you're getting like, okay, what if all this is just like thing? But also I feel like it's not necessary, right? Like, why do they have to be like, oh, there's a space? Like, if no one ever why do they have to create that scam, right? Like, I guess that's my thing. Like, what are they getting from that scam, right? So to me, I do think like there's a universe and stuff. Like, there's definitely like other Earths and other planets and all that. So yeah, I just don't subscribe to that fact that there's no space.
No, I'm not. I'm a spectacle. Like I'm like I don't know if they exist or not. Like I believe them, but at the same time I don't believe it.
I feel like humans have evolved. Like I don't believe in space. I'm believing in human evolution, which is telling me to believe in NASA, right? I'm believing in humanity. Because if you think of the sense, right, like there are indigenous tribe that doesn't even know that cars exist, right? Then to them, cars is gonna be like, you know what I'm saying? So if you don't know, you don't know. But the way we know is because our curiosity as human is like making us go that far, right? Like, so that's what I'm saying. Like, even if it doesn't exist, human curiosity exists, and I believe in human curiosity and the prospect of going beyond our limitation, I guess.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just picturing like that there is a giant dome around Earth. Every once in a while, they just, drop a rock from this giant dome. They're like, oh, look, a meteor.
That'll be an awesome topic, though. I think that day we just get hired. Talk about this shit. Like, what is the world? Like, where are we? Okay, fair point. I'll accept that limitation. Let's say that I do take a chance where there is a small chance of me just blowing up. Like, just going to Earth and my atom just doesn't function. But there's also a chance of me going to Earth that literally went all the same path, but the dinosaur didn't get extinct, right? Like, you could see the trees, like, branching off, right?
Yeah.
Where the one you're talking about, I feel like the tree just branch off from here. But, like, I'm talking, like, maybe I'll go somewhere where the trees are more close, something like that.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
There's speculation in the scientific community as to whether or not every decision that you make actually has an impact on creating a new parallel universe.
I'm very curious to know if that's true or not.
So the argument is that, like, you want to get something to eat, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you're deciding between tacos or burritos, right? And in one universe you pick tacos, but then in the other universe you pick burritos. But it doesn't matter because what you do after that is the same thing. So the universes may exist where you picked a burrito, but then they just reconvert.
But in the flip side, there could be where taco leads you to have such a bad experience, and then you blow up whole Mexico.
Oh my god.
Hey, it could happen, bro. I'm just saying. Possibility is there. Don't lie. The probability.
Yeah, you never know. It could.
So here's one thing that you could do. You could go to an alternate universe where you're the same, but you have like $1 billion, right? So you just show up at the bank. There's two of you in this universe now that you've teleported there.
There's a bank for this. Is the bank or crypto?
Either one.
It just crypto. They discovered crypto before crash.
Oh yeah, right.
Maybe.
They're pretending on Doge like before Doge.
Probably.
Oh man.
I was gonna say you show up at the bank, you withdraw like half of the money from the person in that universe who's you, and like you're you, so the bank doesn't question it, and then you just bring all that money back with you to this timeline. Like, boom, done.
There's a lot of possibility, man. I could go on so many adventures. There was a movie called The Wand by Jet Li, I believe. The theory was that in the you go there and you yourself, if you kill your alternate self, you just become stronger.
Yeah.
And Jet Li, there's one good Jet Li, one bad Jet Li that's trying to kill. But what happened was that good one actually became stronger because there's only two of them left, or something like that. So they had it was an interesting movie. Check it out, The One. I do miss like old kung fu movie.
Yeah, I feel like there's definitely a void where they don't make those old kung fu movies anymore.
Yeah,
They do, but those are Chinese, I think. That's why you don't see them.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Like, all the Chinese movie, they have some kind of stuff.
That makes sense.
But they're not.
China's budget in movies, oh my god, it's so phenomenal. I'm like, how are they making movies that good these days?
Yeah, right. No, their movies always been good. That way, the graphics, like they fly and stuff, it's so smooth. Like not like Indian type, like South Indians. I don't know if you saw their movie. They're so you can tell this fake, but this is Chinese one you cannot tell.
I to an extent I do feel like Bollywood really got good at CGI because everybody the technology
they got better now, but back in the days they used to have worse. Like Chinese movie always been good.
There's a YouTube visual effect react. You see them, they'll react to old Bollywood and stuff. They have like one guy killing somebody with a banana.
Oh my god, it's so stupid. I don't know why they making this kind of movie.
Because it's funny, bro.
No, when you're fighting, it's not funny, right? Like,
I think you're just too serious, bro.
Oh,
Like, I feel like when something becomes so stupid, it's just funny. Like, like killing someone with a banana. Like, how you not laugh at that?
It is pretty ridiculous. Though, I do have a question. I've always kind of wondered, but I've never looked it up. Like, why is it called Bollywood? I've never understood why it's called Bollywood.
I don't know.
So this is my theory, and don't take that for a thing. I think it's Hollywood was first, and I don't know why Hollywood is called Hollywood. So Bollywood, and even till this day, is a very much a copy of Hollywood. What I mean by that is that they'll take 7 different movies, and you can back me up on this. They'll take 7 different movies, and they'll take some good parts of each movie and make one movie. And like that's how they used to be like that. Okay, like for like Jadoo, right? Like the one with it's a straight out copy of E.T.
Oh, you're talking about the guy came from
the space and stuff. Right? And that's just one example because I don't really watch Bollywood. I watched that as a kid. That's how I knew. It was a straight out copy of E.T. But they added their own flares and then they added their own adoption music and stuff, right? I don't say it in a bad way. I think it was imitation by flattery. Like they copied it, but they kind of made their own thing, right? Yeah. So, at that time, copyright didn't exist, and even America, I think America.
Bro, it's not a movie. This song like that too. Like they copy from. Let's say you're from Russia. You listen to some kind of music. There's some kind of correlate to this music in Travis Scott's song. So this lot of.
You can't have originality anymore.
But you take the idea from there and you just mix it up a little bit. So nobody can tell. That's what people do.
We even do it with our own stuff here. That movie came out, A Quiet Place, and then immediately after they came out with Bird Box, which was literally the same thing. It was just instead of not being able to like say anything, you couldn't see anything because like seeing things was the thing that was wrong instead of like talking.
What do you guys feel like you rather do? Not say anything or see anything?
Damn, that's tough.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I feel like seeing is more important.
Yeah, I feel like seeing.
I could like go like this. Like I need to see. I never saw that movie. I never saw either of them, but yeah. Yeah, I'll go
So
with
going back to
yeah.
his question, so he says
Oh,
Bollywood, how they started it, right?
so I think it was just a
So
copy of American.
so Bollywood actually
Yeah.
is it's only within India though, only in whole Indian
Okay.
industry, the
Yeah,
whole
yeah.
movie industry called Bollywood.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
okay.
where Hollywood is USA and the British.
No, Hollywood.
Yeah. Hollywood is a combine of both.
No, so Hollywood is USA. It's USA, but they take a lot of talent from British, England, Australia, New
Yeah,
Zealand.
but
So they have a lot of talent.
If they make movie from London, it's considered as Hollywood.
Technically,
Interesting.
no.
You didn't know that? No, there's nothing called. What do you call the British
They don't
one?
call it. They don't have a name. It's
They
like
do,
what do
it's-
you call a movie that's from South Korea?
But those are I don't know.
Those are technically Hollywood too, I think. Now they're like
Really?
Yeah, well, because they gave that South Korean film an Oscar. At last year's Oscar.
Paradise.
Parasite.
Parasite. Yeah,
I
I
don't
never
know
watched
that,
it.
but
yeah.
as far as I know, Britain and US combined called Dollywood.
Interesting.
Hollywood.
Okay.
But
It could be.
in India, it's called Bollywood, only India. But the thing is, the funny thing is, Bollywood makes more movie than Hollywood because they have so many languages in India.
Yeah, yeah.
So they each have their own industry, but at the end, the whole thing called Hollywood, Bollywood.
Honestly, like the best thing that's happening to the world, especially with the internet and globalization, is that you get to see good movies from other cultures and stuff, right? Like, I mean, you probably don't watch Bollywood. I mean, I don't watch it either, but I'm pretty sure there's a lot of Western people that actually enjoy Bollywood movie and
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
yeah.
I see clips every once in a while,
Yeah.
like on the internet occasionally. Honestly, I feel like it would be fun if we did like
Really?
a
Like,
special
so-
episode where
okay.
we like watched clips from like
It'll be
Bollywood
like me and
films.
you. I think you watch few, right?
No,
like,
no, I stopped watching it a long time ago. I don't know when the last time I watched a Bollywood movie.
Okay, yeah, it'll be fun. We could do some shit like that. Yeah.
Some
yeah.
of them are good. I'm not gonna lie. Some of the movies,
for sure. Yeah, yeah.
some of the movies you're gonna like it, bro.
That's what I'm trying to say. Like talent, like it's not no longer like hey USA or Western have talent or they're the only one that could create. Yeah, they still create a lot of phenomenal stuff, but
Yeah.
you get to see like other phenomenal shit. Like I never watched Parasite, but that won an Oscar. It has to do something
It's
good, right?
good.
Like,
You like I can't like say anything about it without like kind of spoiling
Spoiling
it.
it,
It's
yeah.
just worth watching. Like I
Okay.
definitely
What's
like.
the name?
It's called
Parasite.
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 Yeah.
Yeah, it's by the same guy who did I think Train to Busan.
oh
The, like,
really? I heard of that too.
zombie-
Yeah,
yeah,
I didn't watch it.
Oh,
I don't watch movies. I watch more TV
Yeah, that's
shows.
fair. I rarely watch
Movie-
TV at all.
Yeah.
You don't watch TV?
Yeah, I struggle to like watch TV or movies just because like I don't know, I just always feel like I could be doing something else with my time. So like which is weird because I'll play video games just fine, I
Yeah,
guess it's
yeah.
just-
Well, that's
it's,
your
like,
thing.
more
That's your
active.
thing. Like,
Yeah,
dude,
yeah,
it's fine. I do. For me, I enjoy TV shows a little more. I like having episodes because I
I
have
see.
something to look forward to. But the movie, like, oh yeah, doesn't mean I do. I enjoy a movie in theater.
Yeah.
Demon Slayer. We recently saw Demon Slayer.
That was
movie-
good. That was
Yo, guys,
the
watch it.
animation was just
It
Chef's
was
kiss.
good.
People has to people. Dude, I'm Octane. What are you calling me?
Oh,
This guy.
That was wrong with me today. So,
So-
we're gonna bleep it
that's
out.
what we're gonna be peeping out. Yeah.
I'm not into anime. He has to. So
No, that's what I'm trying to say. Like, even if you're not into it, I'm pretty sure even if you watch it, I would probably would not. But even if you watch it, I think that movie was good enough where an average casual person like you would actually enjoy it.
Did you just call him casual because
Yeah,
he
he's a
doesn't
casual.
he doesn't watch anime?
I mean, how is that a bad thing though? Like, he is casual. He doesn't watch anime. Like,
Bro, casual is an insult.
Fuck that. Who made it an insult? Fuck that
like
person.
the internet for the
I
past
didn't
20
feel insulted.
years.
Nah, fuck the internet. They can just take a normal word and make it an internet. So, how's casual insult? I dress casual. Now that's an insult?
Yeah. That's
Bro,
nice.
casual is an insult.
Fuck that. I'm changing it. Yeah, fuck that.
Alright, let's go back to
Yeah,
our topic.
yeah.
Let's go back to our topic.
Fucking casualism and stuff.
So-
alright, rating. I think I'm done.
Oh, yeah.
Let's move on.
You know, I like the number of possibilities of it, but I'm honestly like, I would never use that power because I would just be terrified.
But
So
you can also travel within Earth, though.
yeah, I mean, it's always on Earth, but
You
like,
can travel front of a car.
yeah, exactly. The probabilities are just like, I don't know. That's what I don't like about it. Though I do see the potential. So I don't know. I would have to give it like in terms of like it just being a really cool thing and the way that you could like bring forward the human race with that's like maybe even like A plus worthy.
I guess the way I'll put it is it's a skill that's hard to master.
Yeah.
Like
it's something I could see people like anybody who has it like not wanting to use it because of like what could happen.
I think it's like good to have like you could have a good to have an option. Like I don't like this universe, I'm just gonna move to another one since I have an option, right?
Yeah, that's a good point.
And it goes like it goes about accepting the limitation that we don't know. We could travel to another universe, but we don't know what's gonna happen. Like I don't know, but yeah,
that's a tough one.
I'll say
A. Nah, I'll give it B.
B. This guy is so hard. He's like,
No,
I'm gonna give you shit C.
Yeah.
And you're giving a B minus.
Oh my god, bro! You didn't even hear my one, so you already give me C. Not good.
I don't know, bro. Wow, what do you A?
Yeah, I think A just because of like the potential good it could do for science.
Right, 2 out of 3.
But
A wins.
Why you say you don't want this power, this superpower?
Yeah,
you still give it A.
I don't want it, but I think it would be good for somebody to have. But I don't want it to be me because if I have it in this universe, then some other universe I also have it, and if they come to my universe and like my universe better, it's gonna fucking kill me and take my place. Like I don't want that, I want somebody to have that for what good it would do for humanity.
You know, you could buy on one island, and you could change your name. You could put your name there.
I don't know, guys. I feel like
in Dubai they have all the islands in the world, like all the name of the country.
Well, what does that have to do with my power, though?
No, I'm just saying if let's say no, if you want to make that happen in real life, like you could make your own island, you could do everything on your own. It's called Sensei.
But how am I gonna teleport there?
Huh?
You just go there.
You just go there.
Yeah. You teleport to that universe.
Why would I buy it? I don't have
he
money.
can't. No, he's not gonna work out. I'm just saying, like, he's not gonna work out.
Okay, so the step for buying an island, I gotta rob a bank. Then, but why can't I just go to the island, just make it my own until somebody kicks me out? Like you get.
I get what you're saying. Yeah, it doesn't make sense. Yeah.
My biggest concern would be that like if me from another universe wants something that I currently have in my life, like I'm dating somebody that me from another universe wants to be dating because they like fucked up or something, right? Like so they just kill me and take my place and start over. Like
Yeah.
So I think what I have to do is start a council of senseis, and then we come to an agreement. That this is council at the real sensei. Any other sensei needs to be destroyed.
Bro, you're gonna have to make a sensei blockchain. That's the only way that you can trust yourself.
Oh shit! Yeah.
There's actually fun fact. If you guys actually read the book, it's called We Are Bob, and that's the whole concept. Is that he died and his brain became artificial intelligent.
Oh shit!
And so he replicates himself, and he created a rule saying that the oldest Bob has the priority, and it's such a masterful storytelling where this guy is telling the story from one guy's perspective, but diverse into so many different things. Like so, the fundamental is changed, but every time they get created, it goes a little, and then based on the scenario, because it's the universe, so they go like light years away and find an alien. And they have to decide: do I interact with it or do I let it evolve? Or it's amazing. It's such a unique story. I kind of got bored though. All right, go ahead.
All right, so my one is kind of like common. Like a lot of people wants to have it.
That's why it's a C tier, bro.
So it's time travel. I want to do time travel. Like I want to go back like when I was young. Like I think I have to redo a lot of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I want to time travel. Like I want to go back to my early age and like do a lot of things that I should have done.
Interesting.
Okay.
So
go ahead.
So I was gonna say, so I guess the way that we're kind of operating off this is, you know, the superpower, you get it today, like so you get it right.
So okay, good.
Yeah. So my question would be, you know, you go back in time and you fix the things that you did wrong. But what if that leads to a future where you don't get the superpowers, meaning that you couldn't have possibly gone back in time to fix it? So then things don't change because the time, the paradox would correct itself.
Yeah, so then you wouldn't be there right now, right? I wouldn't be, okay, it makes sense. But I think I don't want to fix everything. I just want a few things.
Okay, so
it's not going to affect.
I guess now the question will be, what are your limitations? Can you just go back to any instant of time, or can you go back to yourself in the past? because that's actually how it could work, right? So either you could go back to any time in the world, like let's say dinosaurs, right? You could go back there, or you could go back to a point back in your life where you could go, like let's say when Octane was 7 years old, but you have the memory from Octane 20 something year old, right? So
Yeah,
is it
yeah.
like that or?
Yeah, it's like that. Like I wanna go back to my 7 years
Oh, okay,
memory,
okay.
but I wanna have this memory from
Yeah,
this
yeah,
this
yeah,
this age,
Yeah.
right?
So those-
From
I
the-
see.
So what happened is I'm gonna have the memory from this, so I could use this. I could use
Yeah,
this
yeah.
memory
Interesting.
to be better.
Yeah.
Let's say
I
I
see.
wanna do better in school.
Yeah, yeah,
I wanna
yeah.
I wanna like teach her that they were that I used to get beaten up like
Yeah.
in back home, right? I used to go to like this tutor, right? They used to beat me a lot because I didn't study, right?
Yeah.
So I could show them, bro, I could do this. You
Now
know,
you
I
go
don't
back,
have-
"What, bitch?
Yeah,
You
yeah,
wanna
right.
beat me up? I
Sometimes-
know this better than you. Let
Yeah,
me be
sometimes,
sure."
sometimes I want to do that. Like I want to like go back and like show them this guy.
Yeah.
I still want to do it, but I don't know I could do it in this because I feel like it's too late to do this. But I
You're
feel
like,
I
it's
wanna
not
go
worth
back.
it
It's
right
not
now.
worth it, yeah.
Yeah.
But
I think if you go back, you're not gonna give a shit away. You're gonna go like
But
Bitcoin.
if you go back, like, oh yeah, well that's you. I mean, yeah, going back knowing what you know today,
Like, what are you gonna?
$1,000 in Bitcoin? Let's go.
yeah, right. That would be awesome too. Like, I know his Bitcoin's gonna be 50,000.
But-
I'm gonna have 1,000.
But what if you invest on Bitcoin and because you invested on it, it crashes? Like that's a possibility too because that's how time is so.
That was going to be my point. Was going to be that. So we were talking before about parallel universes and how they split when like things change, right? So I guess like the way that would kind of work is that if you had like time travel, it would be like a tree, right? And then you would traverse your branch back to where whatever point, and then you would make a change. But what would happen is that change you made would cause a new branch to split off. And then that timeline would go on, but when you time travel back to the future, you would
Yeah.
time travel back along your branch,
Mm-hmm.
and things would change on the other branch, but not on your branch. So that's where I'm kind of curious, like how would it work? Would it be the changes you make are always appended back to the branch that you time traveled along?
I mean, I didn't actually think about it that way. that way you like that way pointing it out, but I didn't never
That's-
thought
but-
about it that way.
And it's so good though. Like actually, like, cause we're actually thinking a lot different than the average way. Like, oh, I want to be strong. Like, okay, but like, what are the? Cause we're thinking like we have it right now, right? So, yeah.
Yeah,
I
I
think
always
that'll be awesome. Like I don't want to change every single thing. I just
Yeah.
want to change few things. Like I feel like I'm still regretting it.
Okay, so can you flip flop, right? Like, do you want to give yourself? I mean, this is you giving yourself ability. Like, do you want to give yourself the ability to like, let's say you're
It's like
27 now,
it's like same power as yours. Like if I have the option, I could just go there and fix it.
and then come
Yeah.
back,
Come back, and
and
come
then
back,
come
come
go
back,
back if you
come-
want to.
Yeah, if I want to come
Okay,
back.
so
yeah.
you could go back any point of your life.
Yeah, yeah.
and
Any
then-
point of life, just fix it and come back.
I feel
Okay.
like that just what is it? Immortality? Like,
I mean, maybe it depends. Like,
how long can you stay in the past?
What? Wait, doesn't matter how long. I can just I just
Okay.
go. It's like I'm going back to my 7 years old Octane, right, and go back. Just tell this guy, okay,
So you're
So-
telling him or you living him?
Yeah.
I'm gonna like go into him, like how you have a two what do you call it? Two life in one.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna come and join him, the old one, the young
Okay.
one.
I see. I
And
see.
tell him, give him the idea,
Yeah.
give him the idea
Yeah.
or memory,
Yeah.
right?
Interesting.
This show called they give you the chip right inside your head.
Yeah.
Same thing, but just gonna come and combine with the old
You
one.
just give him
I
idea
see.
of
The idea
Apple
of-
and
So you
Bitcoin.
wouldn't like.
So I wouldn't make
physically-
this
yeah.
mistake, those
I
mistakes,
see. Interesting.
right?
As yeah, so there's actually a show, this anime called Tokyo Revenger. It's kind of like no one talking about it. So literally the concept is that, right? So this guy could go back in time to only when he was like 7, but so there's two timelines. There's him as a kid. Let's say he was, I think he was in middle school, and then him as an adult. Both times continue at the same time, but he could go back when he was a kid, continue that time, but this timeline alternately continues. So his adult
Interesting.
self just goes into a subconscious like.
So he's just like
coma.
autopilot.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
I see.
autopilot, but his young self goes on. But if he switches, and the trigger is he has to shake hand with another character in the TV show, but he goes back, and
How you make up it? Like if you're here spending time in the early age, I just go back to the time and
So
that.
what he's trying to do in his current timeline, two people died that he wants to save. So he's going
Oh.
back and trying to change it, but he could flip flop where he could see if his
Oh.
effect, if the change he
Oh, I
did
see.
made
I
any
think.
change it.
I see. Okay, that would make sense.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's a really good show. It's about delinquents and stuff, but like I was gonna recommend it. I don't know how much you're getting into anime, but if you are, like, watch that show.
I kind of like do want to have like shows to watch. Like
Yeah.
like sometimes when I'm working, I will like throw something on in the background
Yeah.
just to like have like white noise. Yeah, so I think that would definitely be a really useful. Like I'm not gonna lie, I would like to go back.
I think
in time
anybody
and, like,
anybody would wants to go
Yeah,
back and
yeah.
Okay, let's make some more realistic, right? Take off wealth, take off saving the world, take off ending the world life. If you could go back in one point of your life, right, anywhere from thing, what is it the one action? And I won't say it's a regret because I do feel like the way I am right now is because how I don't want to see other alternatives.
Yeah.
Like it's like I don't want to know what's out there, right? It's like I'm happy with the demon I am. I don't want to know. I don't want to see how worse or better I get. Like
I think it depends. Like I think I would have been better if I was like
that's what I'm saying.
raised
What is
different than
what is one point in your life? What is one point or what thing? Like it could be like I mean I don't want to like it's easy to say like oh I want to invest in Bitcoin, right? Like okay, but that's like
I mean the
normal
thing
shit.
is
I guess I want to.
the thing is let's say Bitcoin was exist 2012 or 2010, right? I wasn't aware of it
Yeah.
when I was 7 years old, even though it was exist. So if you don't know something, you wouldn't include it.
No,
right?
Yeah.
like what I'm trying to say is, I guess like what is like knowing what you know now about your past. What is one thing that you would change?
One
if
thing
if there's any, if there's not, just then like
I think-
me personally, I don't think there's anything I would change.
I would have changed the way I used to study. Like I didn't study much when I was younger. I think if I have a chance, I would go and study harder.
Okay.
That's the oldest thing about like.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
Like,
a little more on
I didn't-
education.
I didn't realize how important is education until I made it until I'm on third year in college. So one day I realized that it's even though this is paper, but still end of the day is a very important thing.
I don't agree with that. Education is that important. I think education is what the word education in the context that you're thinking. When I think of education, I think of knowledge, right? So like
Knowledge, yeah.
is
It's not
important.
about making money or anything. It's
Yeah.
about knowledge.
Education, because getting like a college and all that, like I think it should be a default for everybody. If you don't know what the fuck you're doing, go to college. But if you know what you want to do, college is not the necessary. Look into alternate. It is
Yeah.
useful.
Yeah.
It does work for certain people, but I don't think. Yeah.
Yeah, it makes sense.
yeah.
Whatever senses
Yeah.
makes sense. If you know what you're gonna do, don't go to college. But if you think you don't know,
Yeah.
you don't know what are you gonna do next year, you should go to college and get some
Yeah,
idea.
it should be
Yeah.
a default.
Yeah.
What I would amend that with is if you're still trying to figure out and you don't know, go to like a community college. Like don't go to like a
Fuck that.
Yeah.
like a
Yeah.
because like if you go to a big college and you know essentially like get
That's-
thousands
You
of
have
dollars.
student debt?
I have $5,000 of student debt.
I mean,
so-
you don't have to tell me the number.
Yeah.
Yo, I'm so fucking happy that I don't have student. The reason why I
Yeah,
don't
me
have
too.
it because I went to public college and that's why I'm like I actually it's funny because when I got my first job, I got in New Jersey and New York. And New Jersey used to take money from me, and that shit pissed me off. I'm like, you didn't pay for my fucking education. New York State did. I don't mind paying New York State because they're the reason why.
So you're paying both.
Yeah, I was paying for that at that time, but not too much. But either way, I was just pissed that New Jersey taking money when they did nothing.
Right,
New York paid for because New York actually financial aid is not enough. New York City, I was fortunate enough to be in New York City where they actually have a good CUNY program. It's called CUNY, City University of New York, where you could actually get a decent education without paying.
Yeah.
Like
Me, I didn't pay anything. Yeah.
interesting.
and I like
Interesting.
yeah, that literally helped me out, and it's not for everybody. It does income, wealth, all that comes in,
It's
and
because-
the financial aid.
But think about our kids.
Yeah.
They're not gonna get that.
They're not gonna get
So
that.
you have
Yeah.
to as a parent, you have to prepare for it.
Yeah, for sure.
Because my parents didn't know what to do because they already have low income. Just apply for it. They didn't even know how I got it.
Yeah.
They don't even know how I got it, but they're the reason I got it free education.
Yeah.
see.
Well, why you went out of state or?
So I actually went to a community college.
Okay.
And it was just a little college called Daytona State College or something like that. But it used to be called Daytona Beach Community College, and they just rebranded. But the reason why I went there is because I mean it was low tuition. I had like some government assistance
Okay.
program
Yeah.
that helped, but still couldn't totally
Yeah,
cover the
yeah,
costs.
yeah.
So I ended up taking out about like 8K in student
Yeah.
loans, and like I'm lucky to
It's
have.
not
So
like,
there
that
was
much,
there was
yeah,
no
like-
option for you to take the financial aid. There was no.
No, even
no,
if-
I did, but even with the financial
You're
aid,
not, you're
it
not
wasn't
understanding. Like because we're in New York
Octane.
State, in New York City, we got Pell on top of financial aid, which was a lot of money.
Yeah, we get the
So,
grant. We get the grant.
Yeah.
Other counties and state doesn't have money like New York City to or New York State to
Yeah.
like do that,
Yeah.
right? Like so.
Yeah, and so that's why I would say like
Also, they're Republican and they don't want to do
Yeah.
that.
I mean, Florida's pretty low in education, so like they're like 30th or something, like not very high. So yeah, that would be my amended statement.
I mean, honestly, you didn't luck out like us, but you still lucked out. Like
Yeah,
that's not
yeah. but also, part of it was that I left after I got my associate's degree, so
Yeah.
I like didn't
It's a
continue.
smart decision. Like,
Yeah,
fuck that.
I was on the fence about it, and I know every once in a while when I'm like in an interview or something, I can tell that the person interviewing me is like kind of looking down their nose at me because I don't have like a
Nah,
bachelor's degree.
Yeah, it's good to have.
It's good to have, but
like I have a degree doesn't do anything for my career right now. It's like just piece of paper. That's it.
BS, especially in
BS,
the software industry. Anyone that I get it for government job, I get it for old traditional companies. But if any company that's works with at least modern technology, like what I mean by things like
Yeah.
modern tools and software and programming and stuff, should not have that mentality.
yeah, my problem is that I've noticed that some
Yeah.
software companies, it's not that the software company cares. They
Yeah.
don't. They want talent regardless.
Yeah.
But sometimes the people interviewing you did come from like Yale or
Yeah,
like
yeah,
what
yeah.
like
Yeah,
MIT or something,
yeah,
and
yeah.
then they see you came from some like state college. Right.
I'm pretty sure like if you come from Yale and me and you are exactly the same and you come from CUNY or anything, they're 90% they'll probably go with Yale. Like it's probability, right?
Yeah.
I think it also depends on your skills. Let's say you have more skills than the
No,
guy
I'm
from
saying
work
like
from-
if everything is the same.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
So
Like-
of course, like
Yeah.
college.
accounting,
is
if you're an accountant, right?
Yeah.
If you have a degree from Yale, they're gonna hire them first because they're from Yale.
I mean,
But software
say-
engineering, software totally different,
I
right?
said
Yeah.
education is important, but I don't want to go to a doctor that doesn't have a degree. Like you
Yeah.
know, so there
Yeah.
are like trades that
Yeah,
you need.
Yeah. I completely
I
agree.
kind of
Yeah.
want you to be certified, like before.
Absolutely.
Going back to so did we rate him?
Yeah, no, let's wait.
You have anything else or you
No,
want
no,
to-
no. I have one more. I'm not gonna say.
No,
now.
but like you have anything else for your time travel?
No, nothing else.
I'll give time travel like it's pretty standard. I'll give it an A. Like you can't go wrong with time
Yeah,
travel.
time travel is pretty good. I mean, I would probably give it an A too, just because I admit I'm curious. Like for instance, when I was talking earlier about like there's debate in the scientific community as to whether or not what actions actually cause like universes to split off. You could test it. Like you could like you would be able to like push the bounds of science forward by like being able to test
And
that.
the reason why I give it an A and not something else because you saying that you kept the limitation very small. Where
Yeah.
if you go back and dinosaur and like you literally could like create the extinction of human race, like,
Yeah.
like so.
The thing is about the time travel is I want to do things like that. I'm doing right now. The thing is I don't care about like dinosaurs and stuff. I don't care because I wouldn't know about it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's if a guy from a village, he wouldn't know about what's going on in the city, right?
Yeah.
The same thing. I don't want to go something beyond my.
My
Yeah.
understanding. Okay,
Yeah.
fair point. Yeah, fair point. I
Plus,
mean,
you could bring back all kinds of crazy diseases and shit. That's probably-
Yeah.
I don't even care about the disease to be honest, because I don't like.
no, you could bring it back and literally just start the next
Yeah, like normal. Yeah.
whatever disease, like
Yeah.
So
But I have good
I
intention,
give it
not
A.
bad.
Alright,
I would have given it A too. Yeah, I think.
Well,
Yeah.
you giving yourself an A?
Yeah.
You giving yourself a- You give both of us a B and you give yourself an A. Yeah.
That means I'm confident.
Yeah.
I know what I'm doing.
Yeah, you
B
know that,
minus B and you're like A.
you know that fucking meme of Obama giving himself.
I'm usually a very humble person.
Nah, it's all good, bro. Well, alright.
Yeah. Okay.
What's your second one? Salt.
Salt. Mr. Salt.
I gotta create a filter.
Today you're messing up with the name today. Our tag name.
I don't know about the episode we do where we're not in our right state of mind. We're just gonna
be all over the
bleep,
place.
bleep.
Yeah.
So this is tough. So I didn't really think out what my second one is gonna be. So I kind of want to come up with something that's just like wild,
Go for it.
but I don't know. I think I need maybe just like a little bit more time to think
Alright,
about it.
skip.
So if you want to go,
Yeah, sure.
then maybe I'll go
Second
after.
one, ability to control wind.
Wind?
Yeah. Why? I don't know. I just like wind. I have this fascination with wind. Like I could give you a lot of things. You could literally destroy houses. Like wind is not any elemental thing in the earth is strong. Like water could create devastation. Wind does. That's why you have typhoons and what's that tornado? That's also wind, right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
How about well, what else do you get wind? What is the thing that happens?
Tornadoes?
No,
Cyclone?
No, like the storms that happen in
Hurricane?
New York City. Hurricane, yeah.
Hurricane.
Isn't hurricane like literally just wind too? Like,
Kind of.
Yeah,
Kind of.
okay, I guess if you understand enough, you could use it to create hurricanes, right? If you, with the body of water. Or
Yeah,
something,
yeah.
like,
Yeah, it's possible.
How do you want to use it? Like, let's say you're here, you want to like control it here.
I
wanna
just
control it anywhere in
want.
the
This
world.
is how I imagine my wind ability. I have the power to become the elemental wind, right? Meaning I could fly. Like I could manipulate wind. I
So
could
so
fly.
you would turn into wind.
So you need
No,
so
my
you
body
know,
will exist.
Hold
but
on.
I could control wind.
I see.
Flying is not a superpower.
No, I use wind to fly, and that's not.
Yeah, it's
okay.
like you just use enough
Yeah.
wind to like.
This
lift
is literally
yourself.
how
Yeah.
science works, right? Like,
okay.
so I'm using to propel myself or whatever. I'm not a science thing.
So here's my question, right?
Yeah.
So wind comes from the interaction between like a high pressure zone of air and a low pressure
Yeah,
zone of air,
yeah.
right? So
If you
would
say
your
so.
powers work by creating these high and low pressure zones?
This is how I understand wind. If I do this, there's some air, and I'm able to control that wind. I don't know about this high pressure, low pressure thing.
Okay.
You didn't think it through. It's just like I want to have a second one.
I just could control wind, bro. That's
Wow.
all. It,
Okay,
It
so it's localized. You just
Yeah.
wherever you want to control wind,
Yeah, yeah,
you can like
yeah.
make like a little wind
Yeah,
tunnel.
let's
and
say
shoot
let's
yourself
say annoys me, I could flip that hat off.
Octane,
Octane.
Yukio.
I don't know what is going on today.
Damn, dude.
I think I'm
So-
like low-key high, or maybe I'm hungry.
Yeah, you probably are like low blood sugar or something.
No.
So we should take a break. I probably should get some sugar.
Oh yeah, they have that like little like.
I do
vending
feel
machine
light.
over
It's
there.
3 o'clock. You want to take a break?
Yeah, we can take. a
Well,
break.
let me finish
Yeah,
my.
yeah,
we
let
can
me
finish
finish,
all
yeah.
this, right? So like, let's say I want to take Octane's head off. I could do it. If I want to create wind here, I could, right? I could
I see.
fly.
But
I could like go like this, and you'll like bust into air and like.
just want to have power like that, like
Yeah, I
wind.
just want wind. Like somebody shots a bullet, I could literally stop the bullet with the pressure of wind.
But don't you need the ability to catch it before hit you, the bullet?
No, you just lower the momentum and the momentum.
You're
will
controlling the
stop.
wind, but you're not controlling someone's ability to shoot you.
So
right?
if I shoot something and I like, let's say if I shoot a paper airplane at a fan, why is the fan able to deflect?
Oh, so you want to have the wind all the time? Like you always want to have the wind.
I could control the elemental wind.
Oh.
Meaning, imagine any wind. Fan is a wind, right? To me, that's a
yeah.
wind. I don't know if scientifically if it's a wind or not, but.
I mean, well, yeah, it's airflow. You know,
Okay,
it's like,
what? Oh, that airflow. I want to control. I just like the word wind better.
That's fair. I mean, yeah, you really get into the realm of like fluid dynamics. So that's like, I don't know. I would be interested to see how this would like work in the real
Yeah.
world. You know? Like,
I don't know, I
I
don't
just
know.
want wind, and why? I just like wind. Like I feel like it's so cool. Like yo, no one can even come close to me. I'll just like. Get the fuck off.
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I don't
So-
know. I don't know. I don't feel good about this whole wind thing. Like,
Why? What's your?
What can you do with the wind?
What
Like,
can I not do? I could fly. Okay? I could go to work on time, no more late.
But that's different. I don't know,
Why?
you-
It's making my life better.
Okay.
Okay, what's your reservation?
No,
What's
if you're adding flying,
why are you thinking flying as a superpower? Flying, okay,
It
maybe
is a superpower.
Okay, but how do you fly?
But don't you like?
How do you fly? Like, how do you
just
fly?
right?
Oh, so you just fly. That's your power. You just fly. You
Yeah,
get what I'm trying to say?
that's what
I'm using wind to fly. Why can't I use fire to fly? Like, do you not watch enough TV? There's people that use fire to fly. There's people
Yeah.
like, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm using wind, to fly, to do whatever. I'm not within the limitation of what the wind could do, right? I'm still like bound to physics, but I'm bound to the physics of the elemental wind.
So, I mean, here's one thing you could do, and
Yeah.
this is probably what I would do.
Yeah.
If I had
What?
control of wind as a superpower. I would buy the largest, cheapest plot of land that I could find.
Okay.
Right. I would make a deal with renewable energy contractors to come in and build
Yeah.
a huge wind farm. Right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then I would have a house built there, and I would just chill on the porch all day, every day, blowing wind at this wind farm, making tons and tons of electricity, and then sell that electricity back to power grids outside the state, or even in the state. So you're generating income just by making the wind blow. And then you can't have competitors because people would be like, oh, when the hell did it get so windy here? People would try to do the same thing and build their own wind farms,
Mhm.
but they wouldn't get any wind because you were
Yeah,
being
okay.
all-
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
I made salt like that's assuming I want to do something like I kind of want to take over the world. Like, I was thinking, like sneak up on some dictator and just like, well, they're gonna shoot a missile. Like I control the missile. Like I create my own Iron Dome. I mean, like, yeah. Okay, I have total concentration of wind. Like I'm aware of wind around me. It's like how my skin moves. Wind is gonna be like a part of me. Like if I go like this, wind goes like that. I totally understand wind. All right? Yeah. That's it. Like I'm pretty sure my life is gonna be good, bro. Like it is like one element, but element is a strong thing. Like
You can do a lot with it. Like,
Yeah.
There's definitely a lot of things you could do. Be really easy to be a supervillain though. I think that
For sure.
like, it'd be way easier to be a
Yeah.
supervillain.
Imagine he's a supervillain and there's some other guy. Let's say one of us became some other
Oh, let's
superhero.
do that.
We're gonna fight with him, right? Yeah.
I choose the path of villainhood. I'm telling you right now, I might not kill children and I
Female?
don't know about women. No, fuck that. Well, equality, bro. If you fuck with me, I'll kill you. Kids, okay, they don't have the brain sense to not. I hate when people say women and children. Fuck women. What the fuck? If you want to talk equality, we're equal. Like, why should you survive and I'm that human.
You're not feminist, bro. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, we're about to get.
But family is family. I'll say my brother over another female. Like, why would I let my brother die and like some stranger? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, yeah. I mean, if I could avoid that, I'll probably not kill anyone. I just want to be like a dictator with that.
I don't think I would kill anyone if I have a superpower.
I mean, we say that, but like in
But I don't-
reality, I don't think we could kill anyone.
But I don't think I have the things to take someone's life.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
I'll feel guilty all my life if I do something like that.
It's easy to imagine, right? Like these authors that imagine massacres, right? They're authors, right? They're not actually have that mentality where they could, right? I don't think naturally we won't probably be able to do it. Maybe,
Yeah.
maybe not. I know people that did murder, so I
that's
think
why-
you know that too. Like,
so-
I actually know someone that legit like did some gruesome murder. Like,
What the
fuck?
you know who I'm talking about, right?
Ooh.
On the basement, Church Avenue.
Oh.
Yeah, we'll get into that later.
Yeah.
We know people like we hang out.
Yeah,
with-
but let's not
Yo.
mention it. That thing I want to say
The
about
thing.
that whole what do you talking about?
When?
No, something else.
Dictators.
Killing.
Killing, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
the thing is that I was supposed to be a cop, right? Because I graduated from John Jay and this is a cop school, right? So the only thing I was scared, like if I became a cop, if I have to kill someone at some point, I don't think I could have done it,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, that's fair.
Because once you become NYPD or any police, right? You have people look at you different way. People
Yeah.
look at you different way. It doesn't matter if the good or bad. They always look at you different way, right?
it goes up against like probability. When you're a cop, there is definitely a higher chance of probability that you are gonna shoot someone and get shot at.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
So yeah.
So I don't think I can like go there. Like I cannot do that. That's why I didn't become a cop. And I didn't like the whole cop thing. Like,
some people enjoy it, some people it's to each their own.
Yeah.
I would say like if I had, I mean it's kind of more, but I would defend myself. I don't care. Like if I have to defend myself, I would. Like if it has to go lethal, I would go lethal. Like I don't see why I should die. Where it's like there are people that makes an argument where self-defense should be illegal. Like.
Yeah, I mean, like self-defense, but maybe without like murdering the other person.
What if you have no other choice?
Though? Oh, wait, you're saying self-defense should be illegal?
Yeah, there's people like literally making arguments saying that self-defense should be a crime. Like you should get arrested. Killing is killing. I disagree with that.
I disagree with that too. Like
context matter. Like
I think in the cities makes sense. Or if you're like suburbs, right? Then
no, it doesn't matter where. I'm saying context matter. If I'm killing someone that's trying to kill me. The context is more important than the act of murder, right? Like
I think you have to have the right to defend yourself.
Yeah. Okay, well, we're on the same page today.
Well, so one thing I was gonna say is there was this whole debate a little while back about like being tolerant of like intolerant people, right? But like that's actually just a paradox. Like that's like faulty reasoning that you should be tolerant of intolerant people. You should be intolerant of intolerant people. Because it's not something you should allow. And very, very much the same. If, someone's trying to murder you and your only way out is to murder them back, then like what? Like it's only the right thing to do. Because if somebody's trying to murder you, there's probably a pretty good chance that they're gonna try to murder somebody else.
Yeah.
So like if you like happen to kill them out of self-defense, like I'm not saying that's right or that killing is good, but it's probably the right action.
Yeah. And I'm pretty sure there has been and there are going to be cases where people take advantage, just like anything else. But you can't just fuck up the whole system for one person. Like Good note to end.
Yeah, well, we gotta rate your.
Let's rate, and then we'll take a.
We'll take a quick break. I don't know, you want to go first?
I'm giving myself an S tier. I don't care what the fuck you say.
When did we start giving myself?
You give yourself what, A?
I'm giving an S tier.
Oh.
S is the best. I'm giving myself an S tier.
You could give it, because that's your thing. You have to be...
I don't care what you guys say. We'll see. What do you say?
I wouldn't give it A.
A?
I wouldn't give A. I wouldn't give it A. I would give it like less than A. B. Because I don't know how you can... But I don't know how you can like utilize it for good. So that's what I think is
I'm gonna be straight honest with you. D. That's D tier. That's a D tier.
To be honest, I was gonna give C. Then I feel like C would be too.
I mean, I'm gonna average all three and give it a C.
It's not.
Fuck you guys.
There is like millions of superpower, and you pick wind, bro.
I want to put a.
Oh my god. Sensei, look, your mic is down there.
I could create tornadoes inside your mouth and just like make you guys tornadoed up.
Now you're saying it.
Like I'll create mini tornadoes. You know how clever ways I could kill people? I could literally.
No, all I'm saying is there is billions, trillions of superpower out there, and you pick wind.
I could literally create an air bubble inside your head, and then let you live with that air bubble. And then just stop it in a second if I want to.
Well, I'm still not impressed.
Like all I'm saying is like
All I'm saying is I'm gonna kill both of you the first time I get this power. Like,
so I was gonna give a C, but I feel like no, that'd be too low. Then once you give D, I'll change it to C.
I don't care what you fucker says. I'm sticking with S.
I see a few applications at best, but like, bro, you go into space, there's no fucking air molecules in space. All of a sudden,
can I not take air from Earth?
No!
Why not?
You know, that's another superpower. You can have it, right?
Yeah, like you can't have like.
I'm gonna create a tube of air
bro.
that shoots the.
Bro, it won't work. Like, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it only works here on Earth. And in the future, when we're on like,
but you're assuming there's a space, right? We just mentioned there's no space, so I stand corrected, guys.
So now you're anti-NASA.
I'm anti-NASA, guys. I'm saying wind is an S tier power. If you say fire, I'll say it's also an S
You know,
tier.
one thing I tell myself, I don't care what others say as long as I like my shit.
I mean, yeah,
That's
no,
fair.
but it's all
Yeah.
fun.
So no, that's what I'm saying.
Like,
Like, once nobody support me on my thing, my idea or anything, I just do it myself.
Yeah.
I don't care what others says.
I
And
mean,
that's the mentality you should have. Like if you play if you play basketball in a park, you're missing shot and people laugh at you. You think about they're laughing. Why? I don't care, right? You could keep shooting, you're gonna get better. But if you think, oh, I'm getting they're not laughing at me, so I'm gonna feel more less motivated, right?
I'm also
Yeah.
in the.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
There's two way to think.
I agree, but I'm also in the mentality that you should be able to laugh at yourself. Like you should be able to like I should be able to make fun of you and you're not getting hurt, right?
Yeah,
like that's what
yeah.
I mean. Like if people
Yeah.
make fun, like
Yeah,
you
you can-
should like there's a you'll know when someone is making fun, laughing with you and not or making
Yeah.
fun. Like you'll
Yeah.
know,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Like and
No,
yeah,
it's not.
like-
I'm not saying that
Yeah,
way. Like,
yeah.
you can make fun of me, but let's say I'm missing shots, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
you
No, I
are
know.
laughing
Yeah.
because I'm missing shots, right?
There's a difference between
So,
insult
yeah,
and
insult.
like,
Yeah, you're right.
like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
bantering.
I think to your point, Octane, like you definitely like should hear like other people's ratings of your ideas, but just because somebody gives your idea a bad
sure,
rating doesn't mean that it's a bad
Doesn't-
idea,
yeah,
and you
yeah,
should
yeah.
still stick with it to
Mhm,
like
yeah.
see it through.
All right, you want to skip or?
Yeah, yeah, I'll skip it.
Alright.
I'm
So,
still trying to.
It's okay. Think about
Let's
it.
give
okay?
the white
It's
boy some time. You know?
Yeah.
he wants to take our
That's not-
idea and just.
No, I.
Alright, go.
So my thing is, I don't watch superhero movies that much, but one movie I like is Deadpool, right? So one thing I learned, I want to have the same superpower as him. Like I don't want to die.
So he has regenerative ability. So he has cancer.
Yeah.
And his cancer is able. That's why his face is messed up because
Yeah.
his cancer is able to. He doesn't die because he has something called regenerate. I can't even fucking pronounce. Regenerative. How do you go for
Regenerative.
it? Regenerative. Okay. But I'll learn from the.
I was just gonna let you struggle for a minute.
I'm like waiting for you to fix it, and this guy just watching me like, let this immigrant figure it out.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
So you mean in that sense, like you want to have where because if you cut he could grow back from like a hand. Like if you leave one cell, he could come back to
I know. So I want to have the same power. Like I don't want to die. Like even though I have something.
Yeah. So
But I
you could
wanna-
you heal basically
Yeah.
ultimate healing.
Yeah.
Right? Like okay,
I think
that's lit.
anybody would want that. Like you
Yeah.
don't want to die.
Yeah.
But then I think about something. If people have this kind of power,
Yeah.
they would do anything because they know they're not gonna die. They'll be
Yeah.
cruel to
Wait,
people. They will be like.
Oh.
I was thinking about the whole superpower thing, right?
That's with anything.
Imagine people. There's already crooks, criminals out there, right? Imagine they know I'll never die, right?
And they kidnap
How
you.
would be how they like how they like react to it? Like I mean like how they treat people. 'Cause
Yeah.
they're already criminal. They're already killing people, even though they know they're gonna die one day.
But see, the thing is, so are you asking for immortality or are you asking for regenerative healing? Like
Well, so I mean, if you had regenerative healing, you would essentially be immortal.
no, but you could still die. Meaning that what is that though? Because the reason why we die is because our body gives up. So
Well,
I guess if your body
see-
never gives up.
See, the reason why we get old in age is actually because your DNA inside
Yeah.
of your cells has a bunch of padding on the end. It's called telomeres.
Okay.
Telomeres are a bunch of the T
Yeah,
code
Yeah.
in your genetic code. There's just a long line of T's at the end of every strand of DNA, and it's like padding. And the reason why it's there is because every time that your cells duplicate, they lose a little bit off the end, right? And so the telomeres are like padding, so you just lose some of the telomeres, and that's fine. But as you get older and your cells continue to divide, eventually your telomeres are gone, right? And this, what happens is you start losing information off of your genetic code. You start losing information from your DNA. So you start to age. You can't really replace cells because when you replace cells, those cells are defective, right?
Yeah.
Bro, you think I think about all
No,
well,
he's
wait, hold on.
explaining the-
Yeah,
He's
so-
explaining-
So it goes even farther than that, right? So lobsters are actually immortal
Oh, really?
because lobsters
Oh shit, I didn't
can
know that.
could theoretically speaking never die because they produce a compound called telomerase,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
is what is it's just a bunch of telomeres essentially. So telomerase adds more telomeres to your DNA. So
Wow.
lobsters actually are immortal, but they struggle from something where over time their shells become like so large that they don't have enough energy to molt and get into a larger shell again because they
Wow.
continue to grow, right? So parasites get in, they die from natural causes like disease, parasites, stuff like that.
Yeah,
right?
so I guess that's what I'm trying to think. Like, can you still die from natural causes? Like, when you think of
Yeah.
healing, if I chop on my finger, it goes back. Is it like that?
Yeah, it's
Or
like that.
is it
I'm not gonna die no matter what.
But
But-
for how
Okay.
long? Forever? Are you gonna live
Forever.
ever? Like
For-
passing us?
yeah.
Like so
Forever.
immortality. You want
Yeah.
immortality?
I'll never
Okay.
get old. I'll just.
So,
yeah,
okay,
no
okay.
cancer, no
Yeah,
getting old.
nothing.
I think you already shouldn't be criminal. You already should be. What the fuck you gonna do with your life? Like your family is gonna fade away. Any love you have is gonna fade away. Any relationship you have is gonna fade away. Of course, over time
Over time, everything's
you're gonna
change,
have
yeah.
multiple, but you're gonna lose your self identity.
That's true though. I didn't think about it that way. Like you're right. Like
Yeah.
like you said, if I'm staying the same, everything's gonna be same. My age is gonna be same. My family's gonna grow, right? They're gonna fade away one day, right?
Yeah.
So if I became more, then I can't like stay in one.
You're
place.
not
I have
human
to-
anymore. Basically.
I'm not human anymore. Yeah.
You.
I never thought about that way. I'm like thinking about like
rich.
good.
Yeah. So when you were talking about criminal, I wanted to make the point is that the world is already in balance, right? It doesn't matter which power you pick. If someone has more power, they could always manipulate it, right? And in real life, why do you think big guys like, and I'm not talking about all big, but why do you think man will rape a woman? Because they're just stronger, right? They have
Yeah.
that physical, right? So even if I have the ability of the wind or anything, I could use it for any bad thing, right?
Yeah.
I don't think the fear of the dead is a enough deterrent for people not to do things like fucked up shit in the world. Like I think regardless, we do fucked up shit.
Yeah.
But what you're saying is that I think more concern for you will be you losing your humanity.
But the thing is, once you are like you say, I'm not human, so maybe I wouldn't have family. Like I'll be by myself. Like I'll do.
Yeah, you'll lose your humanity. That's
Yeah,
what I'm trying to say. Like as you care about your family now, but 100, 200 years. You just,
Well, so actually, I actually don't think you would lose your humanity.
You think
Here's
so?
why. I think people who would take advantage of an opportunity to do bad things, like if they were to gain immortality, and their first thought, or even eventually their thoughts are, I can use this to do bad things. Like they would do bad things regardless of whether or not they are immortal in that, right? And so what I think would really affect you, and this is something that can be seen to affect people today. Homeless people and super famous people actually slowly come out of touch with the rest of humanity. They slowly lose the ability to interact with other humans because nobody treats them like human beings anymore, right? Like you walk past like homeless people on the street and you don't like acknowledge them or anything. So they stop knowing how to act because they don't interact with people how like people interact with each other, right? So the biggest thing that you could do to retain your humanity is just like keep having friends. And then I think like over time you would become okay with the concept that like your friend, the person that you're friends with now is just gonna like grow old and die.
I feel like your take is correct. It's possible. I feel like it's gonna go in another way, which is that you lose because at a certain time, like, and I'm assuming the world continues for millions of years, right? Like at a certain time, as you see this repetitive thing happening, you're just gonna lose touch with yourself. You'll be like, why build a relationship? Well, they're just like they become irrelevant, right? What you were saying, like the homeless and stuff, because they're just I don't want to say you're not gonna treat them like ant, but they're gonna become like disposable things to you, right? Like, oh yeah, I could build this one relationship. Okay, your mind is gonna wonder, oh, maybe I'm gonna try acting a douche this lifetime.
Yeah.
Maybe next lifetime when like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Well, so I mean, but we already have to like struggle with that as human beings, right?
you think
Like,
so?
yeah, because I mean, look at the divorce rate. You know, like,
Yeah.
I mean, just kind of like in the USA in general, the divorce rate's really high. Like,
Yeah.
marriages making it longer than 5 years, are statistically unlikely,
So
right?
that's what I'm trying. I get.
But what I'm saying is that like all relationships come to an end already, right?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
so if the reason is going to be like, oh well, what's the point in interacting with people if I know they're going to die? Well, we already have to
But,
deal
okay.
with that, like.
So you're thinking of the what? I guess the main point I want to make is that death is the single factor that makes us human, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Or not just human, any living organization, right? The rich, poor, strong, weak, no matter what, everybody dies,
Everybody dies. Yeah.
right? So if you take that factor away, what is like the concept of being human? Like you're talking about a relationship, right? Yeah, it does happen, but the relationship you have is the most meaningful thing, right? Because you know for a fact, like me and you spend talking right now, we're gonna only get that time right now, right? Like
Yeah.
you get what I'm saying? Like it's not eternal, so we cherish it in because of that. Inherently, we all have that sense that hey, our life is limited. No matter the craziest person, they still think that is a real thing, right? I mean, maybe there are
Yeah.
some people that think like,
I think the superpower thing, I think, shouldn't be exist within this world. Like,
I mean,
whatever-
it's never gonna
like,
exist.
So
but,
no, I'm just
like,
saying, like, if you want to have this kind of superpower, you have to have your own universe for it. Like everyone has their own superpower.
Yeah,
Then
yeah.
you can, I think, then you can work with it. Otherwise,
I
if I
see.
have it, you don't have it.
Yeah,
it's not gonna go there.
but
Yeah.
that's why
not
the
gonna-
conversation is good because we criticizing it in the which is 100% wrong.
So
Like,
let's say you have the wind power. You're trying to kill me, but I'm not gonna get killed because I have the power, superpower. Let's say he has the something
what
else.
you is boring, right? If one person has power, then that person is God. Even if you have the power of wind or teleportation or anything, if everybody else around you is human and you have that one ability, you literally just not you surpassed it, right? You could do way more things, right? Depending on the power, right? So I get that sense, right? Like that's why in TV shows, it's not only one person that has power; it's other people. There's super villain
Yeah.
because they're superhero. But at least for our context, the reason why we're criticizing it from our perspective is we're trying to think it of what it will be like if we get it today, and
Yeah,
we're
like-
analyzing it. Yeah,
Yeah, like how would it like what would actually happen in the future?
yeah,
like,
yeah.
like just beyond like being immortal and like the
Yeah.
short term, like this is actually like pretty sick. Like hell yeah, I'm immortal, right?
Yeah.
It's interesting to think about it because I never thought about it like that before, and this is the first time I'm actually thinking because I did see immortality in a lot of TV shows. There was a guy that like if he dies, he comes back in the water for some reason, right? There's a lot of take on it. It's not the
Yeah.
first time coming up with it, right? But I actually never saw a take where people lose their humanity. I always saw like the human desire being there, like people using it for bad, good thingy. I just feel like you're gonna get to a point where you just don't care. Like,
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
that that's possible, but I
It's
think
possible, right?
I think that that's possible
Yeah.
also like within a lifetime too. Like I think like there's so many times like if you look back through history, like Edgar Allan Poe, like literally every single person that man was around developed tuberculosis. He saw so many people that he like knew and loved die, and like he wrote these like crazy like horror stories
Yeah.
and stuff like that. And so I think like it's possible to disassociate like just within the life that we have, but also I also kind of feel like this idea of like time passing has been tackled by a lot of philosophy, and a lot of people or a lot of the philosophers believe that this moment that we're having right now, like yeah, we'll have another podcast, but we'll never have this moment again.
Yeah,
like this
exactly.
moment's never
Yeah,
gonna happen
yeah,
again.
yeah.
And I think at a certain point, like once you'd experienced 2-3 lifetimes, you'd realize that like you do cherish moments as they're happening, and the difficult part would become like finding people that you want to like spend time with,
Mhm.
So it would be, I don't know, I feel like if I were to end up with that power, I would still like want to like build relationships with people and still
Yeah.
like talk with people, even like 500 years in the future. I feel like there would still be people out there worth talking to and worth learning from. It would be sad when they died, but you only have to deal with it once every 100
But
years or so.
I think if you want to have the superpower, if you, let's say, you want to start a family, and they should have the same superpower. Otherwise, it doesn't make sense. Like you said,
Yeah,
they're
that's
gonna
fair.
die one day.
No,
and
but
we're
that's the thing. It doesn't make sense. You
Yeah.
have to make it sense. That's
Yeah.
what we're trying to discuss. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
An ideal world, yeah, whatever. But I'm saying what we're trying to say is that it doesn't make sense. How do we make it make sense?
Yeah.
That's what we're
Yeah, yeah.
discussing. you
Okay,
know,
okay,
like-
okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I still feel like loneliness is gonna get to you. Like I'm assuming your memory is the same. Like I don't think you could remember every single lifetime, right? You're
Yeah.
only gonna remember, like at a certain point, you're gonna forget about your family. Like you're gonna forget about your current family, right? At a certain point, it's just there's no
gonna
way
happen,
to
yeah.
retain
Yeah.
all that, right? I don't know. I feel like loneliness is just I see what he's saying. Is
Yeah.
like you could evolve. Like you get to the mindset where you know you're different and you evolve because of that. I could see that, but I could also see that fact that like someone just like getting crushed by that power. Like
You know, there is one other thing I didn't even think about until you said that. Let's say you're alive a million years from now. You have this power. A million years pass, and humanity has evolved in some significant way. Like you grow like another arm or
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
Like whatever. Some crazy
Yeah,
stuff
yeah,
happens to
yeah.
humans in the next million years,
Yeah.
right? You would still be however you are today, and people would be
Oh.
like,
yeah.
"What's going on with this guy? Like he doesn't have a third arm." Like like.
Uh,
Or it could be something like like weirder than that. Like
See, one thing, you guys, I'm pretty sure no matter what's gonna happen, you're gonna want to die. Like it's a curse. I don't think.
I agree with
yeah.
that. I agree.
Yeah.
Because I think at some point of your life, you're like,
Yeah.
you should die. Like,
See, I don't know what happens in the afterlife, but like I'm not sure, right? I do believe there's a higher power and all that, but I do feel like the best thing about this world is the time we have. Is the reason that gives us why we're shooting this podcast is because we have so limited time and we want to do something we enjoy, right? Like
yeah.
it's that concept. You lose that sense, you lose your family, you keep losing them over and over. You're not gonna want to live. Like, what is your
Yeah,
purpose?
That's true.
Like,
That's true.
well, so not to like cut that down or anything, but just like kind of like devil's advocate for the other side. What if this feeling that like time is valuable because there's so little of it is just a coping mechanism that we've developed because we have so little of it? It's like, oh, well, this is what we have to work with, so let's appreciate it for what it is, right? I think that that's a very like human way to approach a problem.
Yeah.
So I think if you had unlimited time, yeah, you wouldn't value time anymore, but you wouldn't need to value time, right? Like you wouldn't have to think about time as being precious because it's just like a coping mechanism for the fact that time is currently precious,
All right.
Like,
All right. How would you rate?
Before I get into a rate, I have a few more. See, the thing about immortality, right? I feel like that's the only superpower that just like, because, okay, if I say I want to have like a power of a god, like I could snap thing, then I just become a god, right? I could create universe and stuff, right? I could create one. There's a difference between that immortality and just being normal immortality, like being able to live, like, because even if you're the strongest, you still die. So you value your power to do something, right?
So here's the thing. Let's say you have this power, right? The mortality, right? Then what happens? You can choose to die. Like, let's say I want to die one day at some point. Like,
But then you don't have immortality.
I want to live.
like,
I want
you're in
to live
control.
certain
You're in
time.
control.
Right?
Yeah, you have the button.
I
like,
think
yeah.
you're just adding that to like create a loop out, right? Because you're gonna be in a loop, right? That's what it's literally a curse to me.
It honestly, I just don't see it as a curse. But like,
okay.
but it's just because I feel like I don't have enough time, So like I would like to have immortality. So like I mean not to like cut straight to like my rating, but I think I would probably put that at like an S tier. And like look, here's why. Here's why I say it. Like, in 5 billion years, the sun is going to turn into a red giant and it's going to consume Earth, right? And that's fine, whatever. In 2 billion years,
what if you can't die and you just stay?
Well, I mean, we would have space travel by then.
Yeah.
Right? But that's
you guys are just creating a house right now.
Bro, 5 billion years. We went from like not going to the moon to like going to Mars in like 50 years. We'll be fine. But what I want to see, I want to see the crazy stuff like that happen. I want to see Andromeda collide with our galaxy. You know, like
Wait, so you're excited about the prospect, right?
yeah, and like yeah, like the time passing in between here or there like might suck, but you know what I find like just a little bit makes me feel better about it. When you're a little kid, like time passes so slowly. Like when you're like 5 years old and you have to like wait 30 minutes for something to happen, it takes forever.
Yeah.
Like your days are so long. Now it was like 2 weeks ago yesterday. Like time passes so fast.
Yeah.
And if you've been alive for 1,000 years, I feel like time would pass even faster. Like you wouldn't even notice the time going by.
I think it's a bell curve. I think
Yeah.
you get to a peak and then it just goes back to like because okay, what are you saying? 100% thing, right? Like the way I'll see if I ever want emails, I would want more of a conscious thing where my body is dead and I'm like subconsciously in like a AI or something where I could turn it off, right? I do see like staying the way I am right now. I don't know. I feel like immortality just occurs like
That's fair.
Like I do it like I think the best thing, and I'm not afraid. I tell this like I want to die. You know why? Because I feel like all the world's is gonna get answered. Either life goes into blank, nothing, or you see what is out there, right?
Yeah.
I really want to know that mystery. Of course, I'm not gonna fucking like go out and try to what do you call that?
Die.
Increase the timeline, right? I want to die when I'm supposed to die, right? Like whenever that happens, right? But I'm not afraid. I am afraid of how I'm gonna die. Yes, I don't want to like.
Yeah.
Like,
imagine all of us knows how you're gonna die, how you're gonna prepare for it.
I don't know, bro.
Never thought about it, right?
I never thought about it.
I really don't want
So
to.
let's say you know that you're gonna die tomorrow at this time. How do you gonna react to it? Like,
if I know if I'm gonna die tomorrow and I can't do nothing about it,
no.
I'm gonna do some like fucked up shit.
Oh my god!
Like what?
So I have two takes on it. I'm gonna do everything I ever wanted, and I try to end with a bang. Like I'm gonna try to get rid of someone like that's what I was like. You know those people that switch. I don't want to get into it.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna get canceled if I say what I was thinking. It was gonna get fucked up. But sorry. Yeah. So I want to do things I don't know one day how much I could do. Like one day, maybe give me a week. Okay. Like I want to do as much as I could, but I want to go with a bang. Like I want to do something that's gonna better humanity. Like get rid of someone that shouldn't be alive, or
I see.
Or like do some stupid shit like just betters humanity with my sacrifice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about you?
That's pretty tough. I feel like I don't know. I think I would tell the people who are like important to me that they're important to me, and then I would just like chill out, just hang out, maybe like take a bunch of edibles, and just go to the couch.
He forget about that part. He's like, yo.
I want to do it, but I still want to do something before I leave.
That's fair.
Yeah. What about you?
I think I'll do the same thing you said. Like I want to do things that I couldn't do. Like I've been waiting for, like things like. There's a lot of things you want to do in your life that you can do, right? Because you like.
I'm gonna shoot a porn video.
Oh, wow.
I'm gonna go.
I think.
Go ahead.
I don't know actually what I'm gonna do. If I have 1 week, maybe I would think about something that I couldn't do. Like I'm gonna tell some girl that I like her, which I never told, which I never revealed, right? So then.
Like you'll do things that like I guess the bucket list will be the you know what the bucket list is.
Yeah.
You'll probably do that. Yeah.
So what would you rate your power?
I think I'll give it A.
A?
Yeah.
All right.
What?
What? No.
Well, what are you giving? S?
Yeah, I said S.
S. Okay.
Yeah, if I had that power, I would hate it. Like
D. And
D. Hating.
No.
Hating,
See, that's the thing. You go back in this podcast. I give you exactly the reason why I'm giving it a D. I think we had a very thorough discussion.
It was pretty thorough.
And to me, no, jokes aside, it is a D because I do believe like it's gonna be a curse rather than a power. Like,
yeah.
Without you're out. the thing you added in the end, I'm not accepting that. Like, oh, you could kill yourself if you want to. Like, no, like.
I think like
Yeah.
it makes sense what you said. Like at some
Yeah.
point you don't want to live forever.
We don't
right?
know. There's different possibilities.
Yeah,
but
but-
at least that's how I see it.
But
like,
the thing is, the superpower is that you have the ability to kill yourself whenever you want.
nah,
Nobody else could kill you.
I'm not giving you that out. It's either immortality or nothing.
Oh.
Like, I'm not giving you that out. You get either or.
So it's like nobody can kill you, but except you.
Maybe God could kill you. Let's just say that.
God, yeah.
Okay.
I think that's what happened. People one day I think God.
Okay,
wants you.
you're not gonna die in this earth. That's all.
Yeah.
That's your power, and I give that a D.
It's like same thing you say. You want to win. You want the flying power at the same time. But you can have both then. Like you can have.
No.
wing
See,
power.
different.
No.
You gotta come in. There's a difference.
Yeah, dude.
Flying is me.
Flying is different
Okay,
superpower.
how are you manipulating eternity or regenerative in order to kill yourself? Tell me, how are you gonna kill yourself if your body is healing, no matter
This
what?
is some sort of way I could kill them.
No, what is that way? Tell me that. I told you the way was flying. Flying, I'm using proportion to fly myself, right? It's a real scientific thing. You use proportion to fly, right? Like, is it proportion? What do you call that?
Propulsion.
Well,
Yeah,
that.
you'd be generating lift. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. What's your out? Tell me.
I don't know, man.
Yeah. All right then. All right then.
Space.
What?
Okay, so I did think of a power that I would want to have, and I feel like this would be really interesting. So I don't know if either of you ever played Mass Effect. Mass Effect.
Nah,
So,
I know about it.
Yeah,
I
so
don't
so
know
it
that.
started coming
It's a
out in like
video game.
2005 or something like
Yeah.
that, and it came out from 2005 to like 2013, right? So it came out in 3 installations. But one thing that was interesting to
4.
me is
They released
we
it.
don't talk about the fourth one. The fourth one that never happened.
Never happened.
So my whole thing is there's a like alien race there. It's an AI race built of machines, and it's called the Geth. And the Geth are simultaneously experiencing every single thing that all the other Geth are experiencing at every single point in time, right? And so they constantly have context, or the capacity for empathy, because they know what's happening to everyone else. They understand every other individual unit's problems.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So my superpower, if I were to get it today, it wouldn't be exactly that. It would be that I have the ability to share an experience with
right.
somebody.
Yeah.
So I could have you instantly experience something that happened to me or to somebody else, where you are in the shoes of the person that it happened to. So like you instantly have memories of the entire thing happening, and you have all the feelings that you felt. You have everything that happened when that experience happened,
Yeah.
and you experience it as if it just got done happening.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And so I feel like there's a lot of potential for
Yeah.
it to go either way here. You could definitely like use it for like real good or for real bad.
But it's
And-
only your experience that you could project, right?
No, I can I can project whatever experience I want somebody to have.
So you could project between me and him.
Yeah. Well,
Right.
yeah. So like it would be a made up experience.
Yeah.
But
Or
it would be
anything.
like
Yeah,
based
yeah.
off of
Yeah.
real things that could happen.
Yeah.
But because it's made up, I could make up experiences that can't actually could never happen.
But I feel like it's happening, right? Like
Yeah, but you feel like it's happened to you.
I feel like
it's
that's just
already
mind
happened.
manipulation. right?
It kind of is, but where I'm getting with this specifically is we see all the time
Yeah.
in like the news that like a lot of like politicians, like they don't care about a problem until it happens to them, right?
Yeah.
And so I feel like if human beings had a way of experiencing what other human beings were experiencing, I feel like it would be a lot easier to be empathetic and like really like work towards actual solutions to problems, instead of like there being always two sides of the story, And the idea that there's two sides to one story, I mean, there's really not two sides to one story. There's one story, one thing that actually happened, but two people are experiencing things differently. And this has something to do with like general relativity and like Einstein and all that. But like,
Even if you just to add on that, like you forget about like the technical, like in terms of just like social, there's two sides to a story, yes, but there's actually three things, right? There's one person's side and the other person's side, and the actual truth of the matter. Right?
And like the truth is always that like fine line between the two, where like you kind of have to hear both stories to like really
Yeah.
figure out what happened. And so, yeah, I feel like the ability to instantly transmit an experience to somebody would be the power I go with. So, like, let's say I'm like fighting a supervillain, right? All of a sudden, I make him experience what it's like to be crushed by a rock.
Yeah.
You know, like he might rethink when all the rocks he's about to like drop on people or whatever.
Yeah,
he's
you want to
doing.
give them their own medicine.
Exactly, right?
Yeah.
But it could do the opposite. Like if I wanted to be a supervillain, then I could go to people who have good intentions and show them experiences of their good intentions
It's very
turning
interesting
against them.
because some people they don't know the pain other people having. Let's say you hurting someone, but the person is having the pain, but you don't know how this person is having the pain. How you're the only one who knows how.
Yeah.
But that guy who.
That's empathy, right?
Yeah,
Like,
empathy. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I think it's good one. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think if I have the power, I would have do the same. Like.
Also, imagine the implications for healthcare. Sometimes you go
Healthcare.
to the doctor and you're trying to explain something that's wrong
Yeah.
with you, and you don't really know if there is anything wrong with you. It's just something weird that like happened one off, and the doctor's like, "Oh, you're fine," because they have no idea what you're talking about.
How
right?
many people can you do that for, though?
I don't know. I
Yeah.
have no idea.
I think somebody has to have you on speed dial for all that kind of treatment.
I'm thinking about something like the superpower thing. Like let's say my power, right, and your power, right. Let's say we have our family and we can pass it to our generation. Like,
You want to create like a whole
interesting.
dynasty.
let's say
here.
let's say I have a kid, right,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
he has the exact same name.
Yeah.
He's just gonna carry on my legacy.
Interesting.
Right?
I don't even
Yeah.
want that. That's assuming I want a kid.
No, I'm just saying,
Yeah.
like you're gonna have the same mind as he is having, but you're just gonna.
So you just
you're
want
just
to-
changing body.
Yeah.
You're changing body.
Interesting.
You're literally doing immortality without.
It kind of is.
You're literally just passing.
But you could do that though. Like
That's actually
either you
interesting.
could just have like kids and like transmit your like mind to your kids, or you could clone yourself and just transmit everything to your younger
Yeah, you
clone.
guys-
and
Oh
then
my
boom,
God.
like,
God damn. I wanna go back to your thing for a sec, right?
Yeah.
Like, so here's my take on it, right? And this is me like going a little against it.
Yo,
Yeah.
it's 350.
350.
You gotta get up at 4.
Yeah. Sorry, we'll finish up.
Yes.
Okay, it's all good. I do see the implementation and stuff, but I feel like not knowing is what is actually a good thing.
Yeah,
I can see it.
What I mean by that is that I feel like people have their own struggle that they should worry about. I do see what you mean, like in terms of racism, right? Those aspects, yes, those I think is gonna change the world. And there's actually a book in the same similar concept called you ever read Ready Player One?
Yeah.
This is the second version, Ready Player Two.
Oh, I see.
And the premise of this, I'm not gonna spoil it too much. It's actually really good. I'm reading it now. I'm listening to it.
Audiobook fan.
Yeah. The concept is they actually remember the first thing they had the headset.
Yeah.
So now they actually have a neural implement where and then they basically say that thing where the people are racism is down, empathy is out because people are living on each other's shoes. People are living what it feels like to be black in America, or people are living what it was like to be what it feels like getting that hate from someone for no reason, right? So in that sense, yes, but I do also think like if you're the only person that has it, yes, 100%, I'll give like an A. But if it's something where you describe was like it's a normal thing where people go to a office and like understand each other, like I don't know.
No. I would straight up just do that as like a side business. Just like, be like a contractor. You just hire me to come to the doctor's office with you and like just show the doctor what's happening to you.
I'll give it an A. I'll give it an A.
Yeah, I'll give it ass. I think it's a good
Ass?
one. Yeah.
The fuck is
No.
wrong with you?
The thing is, no. It's a good thing he's not helping people, but if you're coming to him for help.
I feel like Joel, I changed my mind. You deserve. I think both of your ratings are an A. I'm giving you a D. I'm giving you a D. It's gonna be all
you straight
like
up-
big.
you straight up
editing,
hating.
no? D. You're like I'm not giving you that.
This is really good one to have.
Yeah.
Like if you are black, white people don't know how to be black, but if white people becomes black,
Yeah.
and they will know the pain they're going through.
Yeah.
Right. So same thing. Like if I hurt you, I don't know what you're going through, but unless I have the same pain.
Yeah. No, I could see like where in extreme cases I do have some reservation where I don't want that to be a normal thing. Like, hey, I'm fighting with my spouse, and like, yo, I want to work out through my own problem, or I don't want to know about every single problem in the world. Like, there's so many. Like, I don't want to crush by the world's thing, right?
Wait, 8 minutes. So you good?
Yeah, I think we can.
Wrap it up?
Yeah, D. What are you rating yourself here, Joel?
I mean, I would rate myself like probably like an A.
Okay.
Because I think I could do like some serious good with it, but also like the potential's there to do a lot of bad.
If you give yourself less than 8, that means you're not confident enough.
I don't know about that. I think like you could have a dumb idea. You know it's dumb, but you still want it. Like,
yeah, I mean, yeah,
makes sense.
If you've got like a plan,
like yours, right? Like
that's
why.
That's why it's not. That's why I kind of like the tier system rather than like ranking or even A, B, C, D, right? Like, because the reason why S is there, S is just stupid. Like, why? It's just super. That's what it is. So, all right. With that said, this episode is done. We're probably gonna. I don't know. We'll figure things out.
Yeah. Thanks for listening and or watching.
Yeah. Thank you guys.
Bye.
Oh, yeah.